What's going on, kings and queens? I hope y'all are having a blessed day. My name is Ron. Thank y'all for tuning into my video today. Today I'll be touching on my first month into my lock journey. I'll be going over the products that were used to start my initial twist. I'll also be touching on the product that I'll be using to shampoo my hair. And I did the crochet hook method at one point during this month too, so I'll be touching on that as well, all right? Stay tuned, y'all. All right, so before I get into the product that I used in order to have my hair twisted, shout out to my wife, Jaleesa. She's the one who actually twists my hair, and she sat down for 4 hours and was patient with the idea of me even asking her to do it, so I appreciate you, babe. Love you. But anyways, as far as the products that were used, I'm going to touch on that, but before I get into it, I just want to touch on one thing not to use if you're looking to join and start the lock journey, right? So one thing I can recommend not to do is use anything with wax in it. Don't do beeswax, don't do any other product that has any form of wax in it. Wax is a sticky substance. And when you put it in your hair, yes, it'll actually it'll hold the twist in place. But the problem with that is that because it's a sticky substance, it is more prone to attract stuff, okay? You put on a shirt that has lint on it, or a jacket, or a sweater, anything that has lint or anything in it, it's gonna stick to your hair. And eventually it'll start to show, it'll start to look like buildup, and it can get very ugly, and you'll make the ugly process more uglier, okay? So stay away from beeswax, don't do it, all right? Do yourself a favor and alleviate that unnecessary stress, all right? You feel me? Okay, all right, so the two products that were used on day one when I first got my twist, it's by the same company called Taliah Waajid, or Taliah Waajid. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but I did find it at my local beauty supply store. So I anticipate you guys will be able to find it there as well. The first product is called Lock It Up. This particular product I recommend using for the starting process of your lock journey. So my wife she twisted my hair and she put that on, and it's designed to help with the starting process. And then she followed it up with Tight Hold. And with Tight Hold, it's also designed for, you know, your lock process, but it's more so there for maintenance. So if it's a situation where you're starting, I recommend using both. But as you get further along into the process, I'm assuming you would just use the Tight Hold because your hair would have already started locking, if that makes sense. However, moving forward, my wife and I was actually discussing what we're going to be doing moving forward. And with my first retwist, we're actually not going to use any lock hold product or anything like that, or any kind of gel. I know some people recommend it, but I also see a lot of locticians or people who are really skilled in this industry. They recommend just moisturizing the hair, twisting it, holding it, and then making it dry, and then just letting it go from there. So we're thinking about going that route because overall it'll just keep unnecessary products out of my hair, because as the hair locks, it's technically going to hold on to these products inside, unless you do something like a deep cleanse or wash, like the acid apple cider vinegar wash that a lot of people are doing these days who are further in their lock journey. So we use those two products. You don't necessarily have to use them, but I've used them, and the buildup or residue that was left behind has been very, very minimal. All right. Now, I do recommend washing your hair thoroughly before you actually start the lock process. I washed my hair before I actually got my hair twisted, but I did it like a day or so before I actually got my hair twisted. And the downside to it is I had put conditioner in my hair, and for whatever reason this particular day, the conditioner decided it wanted to leave some kind of flakes or whatever the case may be, which is a little different, it's a little odd, but nonetheless it became problematic. So to touch on the second part of the process, the washing part, I ended up having to wash my hair about 2 weeks into my lock journey. And I used a shampoo by Shea Moisture. And the shampoo that is one that I actually recommend using, it's the Jamaican black castor oil. And the thing I like about it is that it has shea butter in it, and it has apple cider vinegar in it already. So it's already doing a good job at cleansing your hair. And it actually coats your hair a little bit. It does somewhat of what conditioner would do, but doesn't necessarily condition your hair to make it super soft. But it cleanses it really, really nicely. And I actually like it, and it's one shampoo that we will be using well into our future. And I think it's something that we use in our daughter's hair as well. I think my wife uses it in her hair. I'm not 100% sure. But it's one that I actually recommend using. One that we're actually gonna be sticking with, even though we're cutting out the other products when it comes to doing the maintenance or retwisting. Now, as far as washing your hair, a lot of people have different opinions when it comes to how often should you wash your hair, right? So one question that a lot of people ask when you are on your lock journey, whether they're locking themselves or they're just curious to know. I've heard people say you typically can wash, every 2 weeks or every month. I don't recommend washing a lot during the early stages because you really want your hair to lock, and you don't want to put anything in your hair that's going to loosen the curls that you're wanting tight and eventually lock. So I do recommend trying to minimize how much you wash earlier on, but as you get further into the process where your hair starts to lock and everything, I've heard locticians say, you could wash every 2 weeks or every month, and it won't hinder your locking process as you continue to go through your journey. So at the end of the day, it really boils down to how your scalp is, your hair, and all of the buildup and the sebum or whatever that stuff people talk about. But your hair, and what your hair needs, because you definitely want to keep your scalp as clean as possible, because a healthy scalp promotes healthy hair growth. So you just want to kind of find a balance with that. Myself, I'll probably be washing on a 3 week to month long space or gap. So every 3 weeks to a month, I'll probably be washing my hair to start. And then eventually I'll get into washing my hair every 2 to 3 weeks maybe, but I'll start to add conditioner in, because also, it's something that your hair eventually will need again. You just want to make sure you get further into the locking process so that, when you do condition your hair, it's not loosening any curls, it's just moisturizing your locks, all right? So because I had to wash my hair about 2 weeks into my twist, I have a looser hair texture, or my curls aren't as tight, so it's gonna take longer for my hair to actually lock. It was estimated to be 2 to 3 months, roughly, for my hair to actually lock. So what I ended up doing was the crochet hook method. I actually did a good bit of research on it to see how it would be, and I ordered some crochet hooks off of Amazon, and this is how they look. Now, the ones that I've actually gotten was the 0.5 millimeter and the 0.75 millimeter. These are really small hooks. And the idea is to twist your hair, and as you're twisting your hair, you're passing the crochet hook back and forth through it. I started off doing the center, so I would take a lock and actually go from the top take a twist, it wasn't locked. I take a twist and go into the center of it, and as I twist it in the direction that my hair is twisted, I'm going back and forth, going in and out of the twist and pulling the hair back and forth into each other so that it would start to lock and hold. And I did that, I want to say it was a week and a half ago, and honestly my hair is already locked to the point where if Jaleesa were to go and try to comb it out, or if I were to try and comb it out, it would hurt, be very uncomfortable. So it's really cut my process from 2 to 3 months down to a matter of a week, maybe a week and a half going into 2 weeks for everything to really lock. But that's about it. There was one other product that I forgot to mention, and I want to make sure that I mention it. This particular product I think is responsible for a lot of the new growth that I have, because my hair is actually growing a lot faster than I thought it would. But you know, rumor has it that if you twist your hair, you put a little bit of tension on it, it actually does help your hair grow a little faster. So I guess that's what's happening. But this particular product is called Wild Growth Light Oil Moisturizer, and this is something that Jaleesa uses on our daughter's hair, and I believe she uses on her hair as well. This can also be found at your local beauty supply store. I don't know the actual cost. I'm imagining it varies per region, but I do recommend this particular hair oil. I don't moisturize the actual locks or my hair, but I do moisturize my scalp because I do want to promote healthy hair growth. And I believe that this particular product is actually helping me a lot. So I do recommend it. Use it as needed. Don't go overboard with it. I don't put a whole lot on. I actually have Jaleesa put it on for me because my head's big. I can't see so much of my head. So I hope, you know, I ask Jaleesa for the help. But nonetheless, I do recommend it. I recommend all of these products, and all of them can be found at your local beauty supply store. The shampoo can actually be found at Walmart. So I actually recommend that, you know, you give that a shot as well. All right, peeps, I hope that this video was informative and it helps you guys kind of get an understanding of the way that my system is set up, and maybe it's something you guys want to try as well. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you like my content so far, it's my second video, but if you like it, hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications bell. And as always, y'all, I love feedback. I appreciate the feedback, the honest feedback. Leave me some feedback, all right? Leave some comments below. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. If you guys want to see anything else in particular, hey, I'm here. Just let me know what the ideas are, and I'll do my best to make it happen, all right? Until next time, you guys, peace.